How are you, Northside? Good, yes. Well, it's great to be here this evening. I think the first thing we should do, thank you, Miss Linden. I think the first thing we should do is issue an SOS. So if you have some empty seats between you that you're not saving, if you will be kind enough right now to just scoot over some and allow some room on the edges so folks can come in. Wow, look at that. Isn't that great? Thank you. And just like in church, there's some great high-dollar seats right here in the front. We'd love for you to join us right down the front if you would like. Okay. Well, it is a great day in Ann Arbor Public Schools as we welcome you this evening to our first meeting about Northside K-8 STEAM. I do want to recognize Trustee Susan Basquette, who's here with us this evening. And I don't believe I've missed any other trustees, have I? Are there any others out there? We may see some folks around before the evening is over. It is my great pleasure to welcome you this evening. It is a fantastic day as we launch a brand new K-8 STEAM at Northside here at this campus. I made a note on the way in, Mr. Kaczynski is our facilities person, we need some additional parking, if you would. How many of you noticed that like I did? Okay. I'm on a slab of ice, so my car may be in another location when I exit this building this evening. Hopefully not on one of your cars, we hope. So STEAM education is about, obviously, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So that's the simple definition, but it's really about much more than that. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this piece by Tony Wagner, Creating Innovators. Have any of you seen this? It's a phenomenal book, and I'd love to have it as a book study in the fall with our parents when we get the school open. It's about creating a generation of students who are children who are prepared for their future, as opposed to the job we've been doing, which is preparing students pretty well for our past. And so innovating is really what this school will be about. I want to share with you just a quick piece from this book, just to give you a flavor. He quotes Thomas Friedman. You know Friedman is The World is Flat in those pieces. He says, going forward, we are convinced that the world will increasingly be divided between high imagination enabling countries, which encourage and enable the imagination and the extras of their people, and low imagination enabling countries, which suppress or simply fail to develop their people's creative capacities and ability to spark new ideas, start up new industries, and nurture their own extra. America has been the world's leading high imagination enabling country, and now it needs to become a hyper high imagination enabling society. That is the only way that we can hope to have companies that are increasingly productive and many workers with jobs that pay good salaries. So it's really about innovation. I could go on about this, but like I said, I hope that we'll have a study group over the fall to really look at how STEAM is more than the sum of its parts, because it's really about the way students learn, by getting their hands on the learning, by producing products and projects, by working collaboratively, by thinking critically, and by really developing those skills. We don't know the jobs they'll need to have, but we do know some of the skills and capacities and competencies that they'll need to develop. So what we'd like to do real quickly this evening is to get into what the program will be, because we know that's what you need to know, some pieces and parts about what you can expect. We will be sharing a frequently asked questions document. Around the outside of the room are poster papers where we hope you'll jot questions for us Our goal this evening is to get lots and lots of your questions so that we can get busy about attending to those questions and answering them. I do want to clarify, because I see quite a few staff in the room tonight, and by the way, who are Ann Arbor Public Schools staff out there? Wave at me. Oh, good. Take that hand, pat yourself on the back. Good job. We're glad you're here. Our rock star staff. I do want to clarify that this evening is about introducing the school to our community. So we won't be addressing staff questions this evening, but we will be back a day later in March, probably right toward the end of March, with Mr. Combs, our general counsel who works with all of our human resource processes, and we'll be back and be working with the staff separately. So I want to reassure you that that will happen. I also would like to make a date with you all after this evening to meet us back here the first week in April. We're working on the exact time and location because I'd love to introduce you to your brand new STEAM K-8 Northside principal. And that will happen the first week in April. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, I can hardly wait. So with that in mind, it's probably time for the folks who know what they're doing to speak with you. And the person who's most knowledgeable among all of us, I think, is Miss Marilyn Colligan, our Executive Director for Instructional Technology. And she's going to take you through the first parts of this. Let's welcome her. Thank you.